Okay, so once you've got the horse consolidated with the work in hand, and I mean really consolidated, you've got to make sure that he's taking the contact on the outside rein, he's accepting the compression and really behaving himself in lots of different ways. Doing your halts on the fence, small circles, taking him in a straight line, feeling as though that he can maintain that frame all the time while you're doing the work in hand. It's time then to take him on doing some lunging. Now, when this horse lunges, I want him to lunge the same as he did when he worked in hand. So I want him to pick up that posture, which is correct posture for carrying weight, and make sure that we develop that strength in that posture so that he can work at the walk and the trot and maintain that posture calmly and comfortably. Now the way that I've got this set up here today, you see I've got this short lead running through the bit and back to the girth. Now this gives me the ability to be able to communicate with this inside rein. That becomes my inside rein, the same as my inside rein worked when I worked the horse in hand. On the other side, look at me. Look at that. And pull. On the other side, I've got a side rein, set side rein, from the bit back to the girth. Now that becomes my outside rein. That's my consistent, steady contact that I had when I was working in my hand as well, as I had the rein running over his neck. Now I've got a steady contact there between the bit and the outside rein. So all I'm going to do now is work the horse in, simply work the horse in hand and gradually increase the distance from which I work it. So I ask him to walk forward with my whip, same as I did when I worked him in hand. He starts to move out on the circle. I've got my inside rein controlling or being able to communicate with the inside bit, so inside flexion. Horse is walking around quite nicely now. I'm basically working him in hand from a couple of metres away. So from here I'm going to ask him to trot up. Trot up, mate. Trot up. So now I'm working him in hand at the trot. I've only got one side rein on because if there is an issue here, I want this horse to be able to bend in one direction and not panic. If you fit two side reins too early and too tight, you can cause a drama. A horse could easily flip over backwards. But I've got that side rein as long as I can possibly have it. And you can see there that he's lunging around quite calmly. He understands the contact on the outside rein. He understands the flexion to the inside. And he's reaching down quite nicely there. Now I'm using my voice commands. And walk. And walk. So the voice commands that we consolidated way back at the beginning of the process. And so now we've got the horse to the point where we can lunge him. And in lunging, we can start to passively develop those muscles in his back in that correct posture to be able to carry weight once we get on his back.